right, so two dailies today share a headline. That's the Standard and the Daily Nation. We start off with the Standard, the grand cover-up. Police bosses are playing PR games, refusing to name officers caught on CCTV and hiding behind unnamed administrators as brutality keeps repeating. From Nandi Hills pool hall beatings to church raids, the pattern is familiar. Now, Senator Samson Cherargei accuses Inspector General Douglas Kanja, and this is the irony of it, because some of them were supporting what happened in a church in Othaya. But then again, kama polisi wako na brutality upande mmoja, watakuja huko kwenyu pia wataleta shida. So this is what is happening. Police apparently have withdrawn from investigating those incidents. Wameachia IPOA. Wamesema police are not going to investigate. But then again, it was not just police, there were goons. So police wamesema hata hao goons hatuta investigate.
Wow.
The grand cover-up. That's the main story on the front page. And they're quoting here, there's someone from the civil society, Suba Churchill, saying cases of indiscriminate shooting are so common, meaning police brutality will continue until someone is held to account, serving as a deterrence to police missteps. And that's the question we were asking the entire of last week. Who will hold anyone to account? Is there anyone who will be held to account? Things happen without consequence. Other quick stories on the inside pages. 19 billion shillings needed to avert collapse of maternity and primary healthcare, matters Shah. Kule ndani, tensions rise as Ruto's Mount Kenya region allies rock the boat. Hiyo mambo ya drought in northern Kenya. Hunger keeps biting as billions remain missing. Northern Kenya is in the grip of a severe drought, with many residents facing starvation. You can read more on that on page 6 of this paper. Other than that, hata hiyo story ya General Muhoozi. So on page 8, General Muhoozi, reckless tweets, star diplomatic tea for the US. Yeah, nafikiria he can just tweet anything. The way he used to say, oh, tutavamia Nairobi. Kasema sijui atafanyia nini US. Oh, you cannot threaten the US. Okay, back page. I'm loving this back page today. Arsenal settle fears of a collapse as Chelsea show fighting spirit. Arsenal walitandika mutu bao 4 bila jibu. Yes. All right, that's a standard. But remember the grand cover-up.
Daily Nation, grand cover-up. A week after the violent attack on former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua at a church in Othaya, there are still no arrests, and the government has signaled it has no intention of going after the planners of the violence. By shifting the investigation from the DCI to IPOA, officials have narrowed the organized crime to a police misconduct probe, which means the politicians and goons blamed for the chaos have been left off the hook.
So on one hand, it's like an admission that yes, this was a police issue, and because it's police who did this, we cannot investigate ourselves, so tumejiondoa. One, that's an admission. Secondly, it is wameacha kazi yao because their politicians were involved, their goons were involved. Police wamesema hata watashughulika na hiyo.
But Gachagua said police cannot investigate themselves. So.
But it's not only about police. What about the goons and politicians who are involved? Who will investigate them?
IPOA.
IPOA can only investigate police.
Well, this has been taken to IPOA. They said that by shifting the investigation from DCI to, of course,
so
IPOA.
Politicians who are to blame will not be investigated?
Yes.
Okay.
This story is on page 4, 5, and 6. It says, cover up once again, Gachagua attackers and their backers to walk free. It's a worrying trend, of course. And opposition politicians say the attacks against Mr. Gachagua and subsequent actions show state has chosen to work with criminals to manage politics. That's the story on page 4, 5, and page 6. Other quick headlines here. And this, they just posted something here. They say grand cover-up as president warns against politics in church. President William Ruto breaks his silence on violence during church services, warning politicians against retrogressive politics and chaos in places of worship. Deals, trips, and girls. Kenyan linked to new Jeffrey Epstein files.
Hey, that one, this one threatens now to touch some very big Kenyans as well. Kumbe Jeffrey Epstein alikuwa anakuja Kenya na wanachukua watoto huku.
Wow.
Yeah. Mlikuwa mnafikiria hizo files ni za watu Amerika peke yake. Hapa Kenya. Hapa Kenya.
Anapeleka pia watu.
See, some people apparently come as tourists not to see wildlife. But it's sex tourism. Wanakuja, then there are people who actually go into the villages, wanachukua watoto wadogo wanawapelekea wapi? Kule kwenye mahoteli makubwa.
Human trafficking.
Yeah.
We were number 2 in Africa.
Ndio hiyo. Alafu sasa unasikia Kenyan link.
Decline of public schools put future of learners at stake. There's another story on page 10. They say over the past 3 decades, there has been a significant shift from public to private schools as more parents lose confidence in the state-run institutions. Are you guys losing confidence?
Who? Parents?
Public schools?
No. I still have a lot of confidence in some public schools.
This is a story on page 10. When savior turns tormentor, Ruto borrows from Uhuru's script on KU land. That's a story on page 2 and 3 of this newspaper, Daily Nation. Opposition trashes Ruto chances. It has flagged governance failures, electoral manipulation fears. A Wiper leader is quoted here. He says Ruto is just thumping about winning by 3 million votes. The truth is that he has no chance of winning. That's Kalonzo Musyoka. Yes. Osotsi, ODM is now being run from State House. Vihiga Senator says key decisions are being made outside of the formal party structures. On the back page, Kenyan athletes and bound indoors. Chepngetich sets women's 800 meters national record. Rukia smashes women's 60 meters hurdles national record. That's the Daily Nation.
All right, from the Daily Nation, we go to the People Daily. It talks about matters, opposition politics. Inside opposition's push for Matiang'i to back Kalonzo. So the debate on who should be the flag bearer for the united opposition continues. Now it's like there are people who are now saying, okay, fine, wachieni Kalonzo, ata Matiang'i, wache yo story kwanza. Can we all back Kalonzo? That one voice, that's a story as covered by the People Daily. The other stories here, Ruto's administration fingered over Mavoko demolitions and why the Commission on Revenue Allocation is at odds with Treasury over 458 billion for counties. Those are the stories given prominence on the front page of the People Daily.
All right. Taifa Leo, ODM inaendeshwa na Ikulu kulingana na Osotsi. Seneta wa Vihiga adai sababu ya viongozi waasi wa ODM kupinga baadhi ya maamuzi ni kuwa yanafanywa na watu wasio wanachama. Asema ndio maana akamwambia Rais Ruto atumia asasi na ngazi za uongozi wa ODM kuwasiliana na wanachama. Naibu kiongozi wa chama adai maamuzi hayafanywi tena na Uburu bali watu kutoka nje bila kufuata sheria za ODM. Polisi waondolewa uchunguzi wa Gachagua. Habari hiyo tumezungumzia. Wanasiasa 9,000 Ikulu kusaka tiketi ya UDA. Sema kabla ya kikao Jumatano, wawaniaji wapewa hadi Februari 4 kujisajili.
Hapo inaleta shida, tumbo joto. Most politicians within UDA now face 2 problems. One, ODM wakija watakula nafasi yao kiasi. Pili, next year ni election. So most of them are keen on their own re-election. Yes. Ni wakati wa kurudi mashinani.
Vitabu vya gredi ya 10 havijafika shule zote. Ni habari nyingine katika ukurasa wa 3. Na kule Juma daktari wa Nairobi kurudi kazini baada ya siku 45. Chama cha KMPDU chasema hatua hiyo ni kutoa fursa kwa mazungumzo na masuala ya spoti pale. Pia mashetani wekundu wamefufuka, ni swali tu, baada ya kulemea Man City na Arsenal. Man United wafieka Fulham na kurukia 4 bora, EPL 4 bora.
4 bora. Man U wanajaribu lakini wako kama point 15 nyuma ya Arsenal. From the Taifa Leo tuangazie The Star. Now the Star goes with a very long sentence here. 85% of Nairobi houses in danger of collapsing. This according to agencies. 85, that means more than 8 out of 10. Yes. Experts now blame high demand for housing and poor workmanship, and they have a picture there of a collapsed building. Say lives of city residents in danger amid blame games. That's a story, and it's the only story on the front page of The Star. Something else that has been highlighted here, Narok family mourns firstborn son after KDF training death. A story on page 2 of this paper. On the back page, Shabana joined race. Matters local football, the local league. So if you can read more on that on The Star.
Business Daily. Taxpayers face 23 billion shillings bill over Coco Network's death. And Kenya's opened a new legal battlefront with the World Bank Group over multi-billion shilling compensation to troubled clean energy startup Coco Networks that is backed by the multilateral lender. Coco shut down Kenya operations and is on the brink of bankruptcy after dispute with the Kenyan government over the sale of carbon credits. Say clean cooking startup was filed for administration and Kenya to pay compensation under World Bank Pact. NSC investors gain 138 billion shillings in January on blue chips rallies. Another story on page 2. And on the ticker, UK beats Saudi amid shifts in Kenya diaspora remittances. Say the UK has for the first time in 3 years overtaken Saudi Arabia as the second largest source of diaspora remittances to Kenya, reclaiming position it had lost to the Middle East country. EABL lays ground for a sustainable bond. It's another story on page 6. And Kenyan Eurobonds rally on Moody's rating upgrade. That's the business daily.
All right. Even as we take a look at the cartoons, we've also been asking you to engage with us on our social media pages. And yes, on Facebook, TV47 Kenya, on Instagram, TV47 Kenya as well, on X, TV47 Digital. So kuna swali tumeuliza pale. Swali ni gani?
Swali, let me get it. Arakaraka. All right. If we can just have it in the meantime, I've lost it a little. Let's see. Do you see real leadership emerging from the united opposition?
Hiyo ndo swali tunauliza pale kwenye mitandao. Do you see real leadership? Do you see real leadership emerging from the united opposition? Yeah. Do you see it as